To create a good AR experience, you should know how to best leverage Vuforia Studio's capabilities. While the software offers many easy-to-use features, using them effectively is key to building a professional experience. At Leap Australia, we've spent years developing and delivering real-world AR experiences. Whether it's trade shows with our customers or exhibitions with student teams, we've used Vuforia Studio to create engaging, immersive content that brings ideas to life. In this video series, we'll take you through our complete process, from the very beginning to the final product, showing you how to build an AR experience from the ground up. Throughout the series, we'll share helpful tips, tricks, and common mistakes to avoid. In this video, we'll focus on authoring in Vuforia Studio, how to make your AR experience feel professional and stand out. We'll assume you already have a basic understanding of the software. If not, then check out our Getting Started playlist for more information. Let's dive in. Although creating 3D content in Vuforia is easy, the 2D interface is just as important. With limited screen space on most devices, it's essential to design your 2D elements carefully. Remember, each 2D element you have on screen takes up space which could be used to showcase the more interesting 3D aspects of your experience. You can design around this by keeping panels tucked near edges of the screen, or by using fading or sliding panels which disappear when they aren't needed. If animating panel transitions, keep them smooth and consistent across all the UI elements to maintain a professional look. To keep things simple, we will have the instructions in the top left and detail more information using floating pop-ups which take 2D images. If you need a button to access these panels, keep in mind the reach limits of the user. On larger devices, more parts of the screen will be harder to reach, so try to keep the interactive UI elements near the hands where possible. We'll want the experience to be stable for the user, so we'll keep the button in the top left. This encourages them to hold it from the opposite corners away from the cameras on the back of the iPad. On the other hand, running the experience on smaller devices such as phones means that you have even less screen space to work with. If you are designing for multiple devices in mind, keep your UI elements responsive so they can scale to accommodate the device. In Vuforia Studio, you can specify some properties as percentages to make widgets scale depending on their parent element. This is also important if you intend your experience to be usable in both landscape or portrait mode. Transparency is also a powerful tool and should be used so logos and branding don't obscure view of the 3D elements. Here, we've kept our branding and logos tucked away in the corners. To reduce visual clutter, aim to use a consistent set of styles, either through the Ionic framework or by specifying your own CSS classes. Structure your UI by using margins, panels, and grid layouts to space out and organize the UI. Remember, the goal of the 2D UI is to facilitate the AR experience on the mobile device. Usually, the simpler and cleaner UI provides the better experience. Refer to our videos on navigating the 2D canvas and CSS styling to learn more. Although simple to use, you can streamline your workflow in Vuforia Studio to make it easier to author your experience. After long periods of prototyping, your project can accumulate a lot of models and resources. Even if these aren't actively used in the experience, these files still need to be uploaded and downloaded to the experience server. With big file sizes, this could significantly slow down your testing and make the experience run poorly on older devices. You can remove unused files in the project pane under the Resources tab. Hover to the right of an item and a minus button to delete the file should appear. A warning will show if you try and delete an actively used item. If you need to delete a large number of files, you can navigate to the project folder and manually delete objects from your file explorer. Uploaded files are stored under the following path. Be sure not to delete any items that are in use, or Vuforia Studio will switch to an empty resource for that widget. Consider designing the experience to suit the place where the AR experience is used. Is there an internet connection? If not, then be sure to tick the Allow Downloading box in the Info tab. In Vuforia View, once the experience is loaded, you can tap the menu icon and download the experience. Afterwards, it can be found in the Downloaded tab and can be loaded at any time. Keep in mind that you will have no access to ThingWorx IoT data or any online elements such as custom fonts unless you upload them as resources with the project. Depending on your use case, there may be sensitive CAD data within your models. Using Creo Illustrate, these parts can be quickly removed before importing into Vuforia Studio. Refer to our Animating with Creo Illustrate video for more information. If your experience requires these models, you can set the experience access to Requires Authentication in the Info tab. In Vuforia View, you will need to log in before accessing the experience. This means only authorized devices can access the experience even if they scan a ThingMark or QR code. If you are using the library from your experience server to load your AR, you can add a thumbnail to make it easier to locate. Otherwise, you can also load the experience by clicking on Share, Share Experience, and scanning the QR code there. If multiple people are working on the experience, you can export the entire project from this same menu. To import it again, in the Projects page, click on the menu button in the top right and import the project. For complex projects with multiple users, GitHub can be used to manage the project. Follow the link in the description for more information. If you encounter any issues, there are many online resources available to help. The Vuforia Studio help pages document all of the available features and also have walkthroughs explaining some of the use cases. For more specific advice, the PTC community forums are a great place to ask questions and seek solutions to problems others may have encountered before. If you still have problems, you can always reach out to us here at Leap Australia, where we'll be happy to help with any Vuforia or PTC suite issues you may have. While building your experience, remember to frequently test how well it works to make informed changes. Stay tuned as we will cover tips on how to properly test and deliver your AR experience in our next video. In the meantime, brush up on your skills with our Getting Started playlist or take a look at our previous video to learn how to begin the AR process.